Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen around the world. Welcome to today's webinar on reinventing IT operations with AIOps, from reactive to predictive excellence. We are delighted to have you join us from various parts of the world. My name is Nilima, and I'll be your host and moderator for this session. Today's webinar will consist of a presentation by our speakers Chintal Shah and Vikash Mishra, followed by a Q&A session. They'll take around 40 to 45 minutes to present their ideas, and then we will open the floor for question and answers. Before we dive into discussion, let me take a moment to introduce Alton Group, ACL Digital, and our speakers will bring a wealth of expertise and knowledge to the table. I am thrilled to have them with us today. Let's talk about Elton Group and its growth over the years. The company has grown by more than 10% every year on average and has a team of over 57 plus dedicated engineers. Alten operates in more than 30 countries worldwide. Its strong financial position and presence across multiple industries shows that the group is stable and can adapt to different markets, making it an important player in IT services and engineering. Now let's move on with ACL Digital. ACL Digital is a key player within the Alton Group. With over 30 years of expertise, ACL Digital specializes in providing end-to-end solutions across various industries. The focus on cloud, mobile, and AI-first approach underscores our commitment to leveraging cutting-edge technologies to deliver exceptional value to our clients. Highlighting our diverse service offerings illustrate our capabilities to meet complex client demands. Here you will see some key facts about our company and the process certifications. Now let me hand over to our speaker Chintal who will take you further with today's session. Over to you, Chintal.
Thank you, Nilima. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and thank you for joining our webinar on AIOps topic. I'm Chintal Shah, the Director of Enterprise Modernization here at ACL Digital. If I talk about enterprise modernization, it comes with various capabilities like platform engineering, DevOps, cloud operations, infrastructure management, and the enterprise applications such as Salesforce, Atlassian. At ACL Digital, I work closely with global enterprises to help them navigate the complexities of digital transformation. My focus is on helping organizations move away from legacy, reactive IT models and adopt modern, predictive architectures that drive real business value. I'm excited to lead this session on AIOps because I have seen firsthand how it transforms chaos into clarity for IT operations. Joining me today is my colleague Vikas Mishra, our SRE and observability lead, who will be helping us dive deeper into the technical implementation later on. Vikas?
Thanks, Chintan. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening. Thanks for joining today's webinar. I am Vikas Mishra. I lead the site reliability engineering and observability practice at ACL Digital. My work centers on the practical aspect of building reliable and scalable system, designing observability frameworks that helps team to detect issues faster and automate remediation to keep business critical services running. I have spent extensive time working with observability and AIOps platforms such as Instana, Datadog, Dynatrace, and on few AI tools, which has given me strong hands-on experience with how observability and AIOps operate in real environment. I enjoy working where technology meets people, creating a space that encourages learning, collaborate, and growth. Thanks. That's a quick introduction from my side. I will show you shortly in the live demo. Over to you, Chintan.
Thank you, Vikas. So let me just walk you through the quick agenda. First of all, we'll talk about what is AIOps and why it's becoming critical for today's modern IT operations. Next, we'll talk about business use cases. We'll comparing the current challenges and what kind of opportunities that we have in the market. We'll talk about the observability life cycle, where what kind of technical stack and tools are available in the market, which are pretty much high on demand. Then Vikas will cover the live demo, including the specific platform that we have created, AIOps solution. Then we'll talk about observability to automation journey, impact on customer experience, and key trends for 2026. Well, Vikas will cover the specific what kind of trends that we have in the upcoming market for 2026. And last not the least, we'll cover by the Q&A session. Now, let me just go through the basic agenda about what is AIOps and how it impact the current IT market. So if I say AIOps is a artificial intelligence for IT operations, basically it's a combination of observability and the reliability with automation. Uh, Let me just give you a basic scenario. You have a smart assistant that monitors your entire IT infrastructure 24 by 7, days and out. This assistant never sleeps, never gets tired, and it learns from every pattern it sees. It predicts problems before they happen, and in many cases, even fixes issues automatically without waking you up in the middle of the night. That's called AIOps, a combination of observability, predictive analysis, and the automation. Now, let me just walk you through the four critical parts of AIOps journey. So as you can see in the slide, the first one is the collects data. It's a very basic and crucial part of the AIOps journey because the system continuously gathers the data from all your systems and infrastructure and the applications as well, like logs, matrices, traces, events, everything. Think of having 1,000 of sensors across your entire infrastructure. Second is analyze data with AI. Using AI and machine learning, it analyzes this data to identify patterns. It learns what normal versus abnormal and looks like your environment. Third one is predict issues. Based on these patterns, it can predict issues before they impact your customers. For example, if it sees memory consumptions trending upward in a specific pattern it's seen before, it knows a crash is coming. And fourth, take actions. And here the game changer. It can automatically take action, whether that's scaling resources, restarting a service, or creating a ticket with all the contexts you need. In a simple terms, if I say AIOps, so before AIOps, it's specifically reactive model. And after you apply AIOps as a solution or platform solution, then it will come as a predictive solution. So basically in traditional IT, you always wait for your problems, rush to fix, and hope it doesn't happen again. Once you apply the AIOps solution, it's a spot issues early, prevent problems, and learn and improve automatically. So basically, it's having a highly skilled team that never sleeps, constantly monitoring and optimizing your IT operations activities. Now we'll quickly go through a quick video which give you the overall idea and basic concept about what is AIOps and more about how it helps in your daily routine.
Modern cloud environments are faster and more complex than ever, spanning multiple platforms, microservices, and monitoring tools. With this scale comes a new challenge. Not a lack of data, but making sense of overwhelming volumes in real time. When incidents occur, teams ask, what broke? Why did it break? How fast can we fix it? But answers are scattered. These metrics and alerts live in different tools. Teams jump between dashboards, alerts flood Slack, and troubleshooting becomes slow and reactive. AIOps, or Artificial Intelligence for IT Operations, leverages machine learning to analyze massive operational data, logs, metrics, traces, and events. It continuously correlates signals, turning raw data into actionable insights, all at scale and in real time. With AIOps, systems learn normal behavior, detect anomalies early, and correlate related issues automatically. This means fewer false alerts, streamlined troubleshooting, and improved reliability. Proactive observability replaces reactive firefighting, reducing downtime and operational risk. Engineers can simply ask a chatbot, why is API latency high? Or which service caused today's incident? AIOps provides instant, clear answers, making operational insights accessible, accelerating resolution, and driving business resilience. Modern
So in this video, we have seen how AIOps can help existing IT infrastructure to reduce the noise and false alert. You can focus on the actual alerts, observability, and the actual resolutions to improve the MTTR, which is the resolution time. Now, next we'll talk about the business case for AIOps and observability. So here you can see challenges and opportunity. So first of all, we'll talk about the IT complexity. The average enterprise today manages over 900 to 1,000 cloud services. Think about for a moment. How many people do you have in your monitoring or not team to operate this many or manage this many services? 10, 20, 50. So that's 18 services per person to monitor manually. That's assuming they do nothing else. No meetings, no incidents, no additional work. Manual monitoring at this scale is not just difficult, it's mathematically impossible. And you cannot add manpower whenever you increasing your number of services. You cannot hire enough people to manually monitor modern IT infrastructure. Second is the cost part, which is pretty much crucial for nowadays. When things go wrong, they will go wrong. The average cost is 5 to 6 million per year in incident-related losses. This revenue loss, productivity loss, customer churn, and reputational damage combined. Now, let's talk about the opportunity. The overall reduction in the incidents. The recent survey that we have found, not 10%, 20%, it's almost 80 to 85% incident improvement that we have seen. So these are the actual results from the implementation. Next one is the annual savings. So approximately 2 million to 5 million dollar that we are able to save while having the AIOps in place, which is, I think, almost we are covering as a part of challenge, which we have lost. Dramatically improved customer experience. When your systems are more reliable, your customers are happier. It's that simple. Transform IT from a cost center to business enabler. This perhaps the most important point. Instead of IT being seen as a team that keeps the lights on and cost money, you become the team that drives innovation and protects revenue. So here is the market validation. As you can see in the slide, the AIOps market is expected to reach $15 to $16 billion by 2028. It assumed that growing by 30 to 35% annually, and that is huge. This growth rates don't happen unless there is a massive value being created. The world's smartest company are investing heavily in this space because the ROI is undeniable. Now think about that. This is not a nice to have. This is rapidly becoming table stakes for competitive IT operations. So here we have covered observability infra management lifecycle, where you can see starting with building, testing, deploy, monitoring, and notification. So in today's live demo, we'll be covering and focusing more on the monitoring part. As you can see, there are four top table tools are available in the market as a third party. First one is Instana, Datadog, Dynatrace, and AppDynamics. So today here we have created a live demo by using Datadog platform, where Vikas is going to cover that. But whatever tools that we have mentioned, starting from building to notification, at ACL Digital, we have exposure of each and every tool. Vikas, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Chintan. You have really set the context well. Everyone on the call should now have a clear understanding of what AIOps is, why it matters, and how the market growth highlights the business opportunity. All right. Before I share my screen, I want to just start a live demo, and let's quickly align with the fundamental with the AI short generated video that give you the visual understanding of how AIOps transforming the IT. After that, I will show you how this work in practice through the live demo so you can connect the concept more clearly. So what we will cover in the live demo and in a video. We will discuss on the anomaly detection, as you can see on the screen. Many of you may already familiar with this, but for those who are new to NOC, observability, or AIOps, I want to make sure that everyone is on the same page. So give me just one more minute to quickly dive into this. Okay, with that said, anomaly detection is nothing, but this is where AI continuously monitor metrics and automatically detect anomaly behavior without relying on the static threshold. Then we will go to the root cause of analysis. Here, AI correlates signals across logs, metrics, and traces to automatically identify the most likely root cause of an issue. Then we'll discuss on the predictive insight. This is uses historical pattern and trend to forecast potential problem. So your team can act before user are impacted. Then we'll discuss on the business impact. This connect technical issues to business outcome, showing how incident affect revenue and your customer experience along with your SLA. If I talk about the auto remediation, once we know issue is identified and automated workflow can take corrective action, reducing manual effort and MTTR. Finally, we will discuss on the some executive dashboard. This provides leadership with a high level of view of system, health, and business impact. Actually, it focuses on the outcomes, not on the raw metrics. Let's play the video, Chintan.
This is a live production environment where millions of users are making payments every minute. Let's see how an AIOps platform empowers teams to detect and resolve issues instantly, ensuring seamless service for everyone. This is our AIOps observability dashboard. It continuously correlates metrics, logs, traces, and Kubernetes signals in real time. The AIOps engine has identified an abnormal spike in the payment service. It clearly shows when the issue started, which was 10:42 a.m., without anyone manually checking alerts. Here, the AI correlates multiple signals together. We can see a sharp increase in error rate, latency, and API call volume, all happening at the same time. This immediately tells us the issue is load-related and not random. The impact is isolated to the AP South 1 region, and the affected endpoint is the Payment Confirmation API. To investigate further, we ask the integrated chatbot, what is abnormal in the payment service? We can see database connection exhaustion, upstream timeouts, and repeated failures in the same pod. No need to manually search logs or filter errors. At the infrastructure level, Kubernetes pods are restarting due to high memory usage. Finally, the system suggests clear remediation steps. Scale the service, increase database connections, and restart the affected pod. This turns incident response into an action plan within seconds. From alert to root cause in seconds, that's AIOps-powered observability in action. This is how AIOps moves us from alerts to answers instantly.
Cool. I hope that visual helped to understand and clarify what AIOps is really about. All right, now part for the many of you have been waiting. Let's see this in action. I'm going to share my screen and walk you through the live demo of AIOps platform. I hope my screen is visible to all. So for today's demonstration, I will be using the Datadog platform. The reason is very simple. I'm very comfortable with this tool and it allows me to demonstrate the AIOps concept very efficiently and effectively. However, just to clarify, what I'm about to show you is not specific to Datadog. This principle, anomaly detection, root cause of analysis, and auto remediation, along with the predictive insight, can be implemented using your in-house tool or any SaaS-based observability or AIOps platform. So please focus on the capabilities and outcome, not the tool itself. Okay, so let me give you some insight on the alert configuration. If we talk about on the alert, as you can see, there is a one alert, the live alert is active. So this alert is configured with the anomaly detection, which means there is no custom or static threshold. Any unusual change in service latency, it automatically detect by system, and the AI and model automatically learn from the behavior pattern over the time and trigger an alert only when there is an unexpected anomaly in the system. I'm sure many of you are already familiar with this configuration. That is why I don't want to go with this alert configuration and deep dive into this. However, If you have any question, please feel free to raise this during the Q&A session. Okay. Let's see this an alert, and once we receive any alert, we know something isn't working as expected in your service. If I talk about to this specific alert, there is some latency on this alert which has created this alert. What usually happen next? We start debugging to find the root cause, going through the hundred of logs, line, traces, and maybe on the multiple metrics. I hope this sounds familiar to everyone. Typically, this step alone takes 1 or 2 hours because identifying the root cause is very critical, and it generally takes time to start the investigation. Without it, you can't fix the issue, and when you are running the hundred or even thousand of server, only let's see if only one server is throwing an error. It generally take time to pinpoint exactly where the problem is. Uh, I hope you all are following me here. So the goal is to avoid spending those 1 or 2 hours or pulling multiple stakeholder into a call just to figure out what went wrong. I'm going to walk you through a Bits AI SRE, which is our autonomous AI agent that never sleep, as Chintal mentioned. Over the call, there's 1,000+ sensor you can assume, and it automatically detect and investigate to the monitor and deliver clear, actionable root cause of analysis. So let's see, this is one of the alert which we received. And if I talk about this, so Bits AI SRE correlated signal inside all your across environment. So this replaced the much of the manual trials operation, and it for the typical to perform significant reduce and investigate the time. So if you have any alert, just click on the view investigation. It will redirect to you here, and this show you the complete investigation workflow that bits automatically executed for this alert, and it including how it analyze the signal and arrive at this most likely root cause. Once this alert is triggered, if this is useful, you can always click on this, so it will save and help you next time to investigate this issue. So let me dig into this, what it exactly did to investigate this issue. So there are basic 3 investigation which initially it did. First, it read some run book and helpful link include in the monitoring, which we generally create. It's a very initial phase whenever you want to get any anomaly, any alert. We generally create the alert and configure few metrics along with the conference page or maybe run book, such as dashboard, trace, or query or notebook. The second, it correlates with similar issue that have occurred in the past. This is a historical correlation that help AI quickly to understand how the issue was previously resolved and apply the same fix. Ultimately, it is reducing your MTTR. So Bits run its own diagnostic in the last one. As you can see, that it's check the logs, metrics, and traces, then recall insight from the previous investigation to understand what works in the past. I can open any step to see exact query and analysis which bits performed. I can also mark this investigation as a yes, so next time it will help you to search this issue quickly. So as you can see here, there are multiple hypotheses. Each hypothesis can be having a multiple. So generally it's search with validated, invalidated, or it mark as an inconclusive. So the final one, the conclusion, you can see there was an error on the get API error, and it was throwing this error. But when you don't have such monitoring or tools, it generally take 1 or 2 hours to investigate this issue. If you don't want to dig into all the hypotheses and you don't uh, want to read, just you focus on fixing this issue, because typically when your production is impacting, your focus is on fixing the issue. This is where it is helping to find the root cause and you can focus on fixing those issues. So you can directly go to the final analysis with Bits AI did, and you can start fixing those issues. So if I talk about a specific this issue, there was an error on GET API error. It threw the 500 error for this. So for this, now we know from where this alert trigger and what it trigger. Now the question is, how do we fix this? Okay, it's basic. We found that issue. Generally, it's a tool detect that issue and trigger this alert. It also help us to find the root cause of analysis. But next, we have to fix this issue. That's the only uh, reason we choose this tool to help us to identify that issue. So let me investigate. Let's say assume there are maybe 1,000+ servers or more than 1,000 for your services running. We don't know. Maybe one of the servers you're throwing the error, and we want to know where this exactly, from where this error is coming. So let's ask this only Bits AI here in the chat board. Like, I have a few server on this service and from where these requests are failing. So let's see how this is helping us here. Generally, this is the process where you need a few minutes or maybe hours. It's depend on how your productions are impacted. Let me quickly maximize this. So as you can see, it is start analyzing the issue within a second and identifies a few recent API which had failed. And it also give you the instance name along with the some API, IP and instance along with the reason. So there are total 21 error which received by this instance, and it is coming on the single server only. So now there could be two cases. Now you want to go to inside the server. Maybe it's behind the load balancer. You wanted to remove this just as a workaround solution. Because when issues are happening, we sometimes focus on the workaround solution instead of for the permanent solution. Let's assume we want to fix this issue as a permanent just to make sure our services are working as expected. Later we can debug what exactly happened to this server. So you can run the workflow from here. Now let me remove this server from the load balancer. Maybe you want to log in inside the server, or you can do this through this tool as well. So I don't want to call to other stakeholders. I will use this tool only to help me to auto remediate this issue as well. I would have associate this bits CI with the alert, which I detect the issue and auto remediate this issue. But I wanted to show this how it works manually if you want to run, how it works automation. So here is a workflow which you can run. Maybe you want to deregister or you want to find some root cause. And there are some run action which you can generally use. You want to send a message or create some incident. You can do this always. So let's focus on the remediation part. I could run here from here, but I wanted to show you the workflow as well. So let me quickly open the workflow as well. So there are multiple blueprint which you can use. Automated is provided, as you can see. There are 30 new, but there is 100 or 100 plus, I would say. There are real use cases which you can use. So now I'm going to remove this instance from the load balancer without logging into the servers or without logging into the AWS console. It should remove and ask me for the approval without, because this is nothing, just you have the tool so you can do and perform all the action within this tool. You can also add approval, ask to your team to approve, and after that it should proceed further. So this was the server which is throwing this error as we check F5, and this is the load balancer. You can hard code this value or as you can set as a variable. So let me run this and it should help us to remediate this issue as soon as possible. So as I run here, it will ask for the approval. So for this demo, I just set a Slack message. So I should have received that message. Yes, you can see needs a decision in order to proceed further. You can here approve or reject. Since I wanted to remediate this issue, I know the root cause. Out of all the server, this is the one server which is creating the issue. So I will go ahead and approve this. As soon as I approve this, it should run the complete workflow. Within a second, it completed that. And this is, if I log in into my server, it should have deregistered that instance behind the load balancer. Let me log in into this. As you can see, it is start training. This is just simple one demo. There could be use cases. I build this sprint for the real production. There is 100+ web print where we use to just scale in that. Maybe you want to make changes in DynamoDB, or you want to make any changes on the pod, Kubernetes cluster. You want to increase the HPA. There can be any use cases. It depends on the use cases. But just I wanted to show you how this can help you. It's the most helpful when you have the recurring issue. So you know how to fix those issues. You can create a workflow and run those. So one more thing I wanted to show. This is when we got the alert. But what about when we don't have any alerts and we wanted to really identify that issue? So let me show you the something interesting here. I will go to the monitoring and watchdog. There are some issues maybe happening in your infrastructure and you are not aware about this. So here's the watchdog, one of the more feature which will generate the forecast value and help you to notify before it happen. So as you can see here, it was creating some issue from 43%. There was some issue on the memory for one of the container. So from 50, 48 it is started, and now here it give you the alert that this alert is continue, and if this is continue, it may go to 100 till here, and it will create a issue for your production. So we are in this stage, but just it is forecasting that issue. If this is continue, then it will generate more issue. And the next step you can also see. So this is how it is helping you to fix this issue. So we discuss on how to get alert, how to find the root cause issue, and but we did not discuss it how to fix that issue, because finding the root cause is not enough. But fixing those issues, it's more critical. So that is what we cover through the workflow automation. Okay. As you can see on the screen, let's talk about now on how observability and automation journey works in the real environment. There are few phases we recommend to our customer always. There is a general framework, I believe, in most of the organization, it's being followed. And if I talk about starting from observability to AIOps, you should always start with the knock monitoring, as you can see. So building the foundation in phase one, we integrate monitoring tool like Datadog, Instana, Grafana, and it could be other monitoring tool. And we correlate to dashboard and set up the 24/7 monitoring. So always agenda in phase one to goal to have the complete visibility of service and infra. If I talk about the data observability, adding the intelligence, we analyze the logs, metrics, and traces with the help of observability tool. We filter out false positive alert and start proactive resolution. So the goal is here in the phase two, turn on data into the actionable insight. And we always see client typically see 65% reduction in false alert and 40% faster MTTR in this phase. In the phase three, we introduce the L3 and L2 support. So building the expertise here, we implement formal root cause analysis. When incident happen, we don't just fix them, we eliminate the root cause. We track the MTTR, we document everything and collaborate with the engineering team to keep fixing those issues. The goal is here, phase three always to build the organizational knowledge and continue improvement. If I talk about the governance model, this is something when operational come into the excellence, we define the SLA, SOP, and alert prioritize. We establish a 24/7 SRE team and streamline the alert. So the goal should be here to repeatable process should have some quality and scalability. And generally we see 35% reduction in operation overhead while improving the service quality. Okay, so in the phase 5, this is the what the all about this webinar is scheduled for. This is full AIOps, smart alert that auto resolve through the Python or Shell script as we see on the previous live demo. So machine learning, identify pattern and automate solution. We focus on the bottleneck detection and forecasting capacity and planning through the automated way. So if I conclude this, as you can see, each phase is built on the previous one. You can't skip ahead, but you can accelerate with the right resource. Now let's talk about what the future looks like. Can we go to the next slide? Okay. Look at the customer journey. Your customer start frustrated and unhappy. Then they are concerned and considering alternative. Actually, this is the path where ultimately leads to customer walking away. I want to tell you transformation journey that happening across organization after building the AI ops. This isn't just hypothetical. These numbers come from real implementation, including several of ACL digital clients. So as you can see on the screen, before AI ops and after the AI ops. So let's talk about the what without AI ops. So you can see there are 4 hours MTTR. When something breaks, it's take over 4 hours to resolve on an average. Sometimes it's take 30 minutes, 4 hours or 8 hours. Let's assume it took on an average 4 hours. But during those 4 hours, what happening? Your customer are expecting error, they are getting those error and slowness, or maybe the complete unavailability of your services. Your customer support is flooded with calls and ticket. Your social media will be light up with the complaints, and your of course executives are expecting for the status update every 15 minutes. And your engineers are stressed, working under pressure to find the root cause. And as you can see, nearly 60% of false positive alert you always see when you don't have the AI ops model. So at the same time, customer satisfaction sits around 65%, which means 1 in 3 customer is unhappy. And most concerning case, when customer detects problem before your monitoring does, calling support before your teams are even aware. This is the reality many times everyone face today when your observability or your tools unable to detect those issues and someone detecting those issues, then you are start debugging that issue. So let's talk about on the second hand with AI ops. Your MTTI dropped to less than 1 hour, which means 80% reduction. As you can see, that 4 hour average MTTR become less than 1 hour, which means 80% reduction. In many cases, issues are resolving in 15 minutes, often automatically before outcome even notice. As we resolve over the live demo, it could be the live one production, but we fix that within the 15 or 10 minutes. Might you have a question about this dramatically improvement? Let me clear this out. As we see in the live demo, AI instantly identify the root cause, auto remediation, handles common issue, engineer gets alert with full context, not just services down. Runbooks are automated, not manually. You can see approx 50% alerts with AI ops means a 25% reduction in the alert noise and false alert. This is possible because AI learned what actually important. It correlate event, understand the context, and only trigger an alert when it is genuine. If I talk about the customer satisfaction, it increased to 92%. This is the transformational journey you can see, and you go from 65% to 90%. Maybe you ask how and why. Because fewer outages, faster resolution, and proactive communication. We can't avoid outage, but of course we can reduce those outages and fix those issues and update our maybe status page so our customers are aware, yes, our team has already detected that issue and they are on it to fix that issue. So this is where proactive communication come in picture. With AI ops, your service are more reliable and predictable because you predict it before impact You are catching issue before customer are experiencing them. You are sending proactive communication and you are building trust instead of constantly apologizing them. If I conclude isn't just about cool new technology. This is about transforming your relationship with your customer and improving overall your team's quality of life. Let's go to the next slide.
Thank you, Vikas. Just a little announcement for the audience before you move on to the last slide. We have opened the Q&A window. You can now share your questions and speakers will address them at the end of this webinar. Thank you. You can
Thanks,
carry on,
Neema.
Vikas.
Yes, please share your question. I will be happy to take those questions on what we covered after I write this slide. All right, let's talk about this future, what looks like. So, where is AIOps heading in 2026 and beyond? And more importantly, what should you be preparing for? As you can see on the screen, the Gartner prediction. So, by 2027, around 70% of organization will be using the driven observability. This comes from Gartner, one of the most trusted research firm in IT. It means your competitors are already moving in this direction, and soon your customer will expect this level of reliability. At this point, I would say it's a no longer competitive advantage, it's a minimum requirement. And 2027 is not a far away, it's less than 2 years from now. So the takeaway is from this, first and most important, AIOps is a business imperative, not just technology choice. Okay, let me be very direct about this. It's a reliability, so and directly impact three critical business outcomes: your company revenue, your customer experience, and competitive position. I would say this isn't about adapting the technology just because it's popular. It's about choosing what truly adds value in your business. This is about your business survival. Maybe if someone in your organization asks, do we really need this? I would say the answer should be, can we really afford not to do while our competitors are already doing this? Don't start with the tool, start with the clear business goal. Define what success looks like, because on your most critical services, set measurable metrics and then choose the right tool to support the strategy. Let me conclude this journey to predict productive IT operation. To start with the single step, you have taken that step today by investigating your time, learning about AIOps. The next step is yours to take. Thank you again, and I wish you all great success in your AIOps journey.
Thank you, Chintal and Vikas, for this insightful presentation. I hope that the audience found this session insightful as well. Now we will move on to the question and answer session. During this
Yeah,
webinar, we
can
had
see a couple of questions. Yeah, sorry, Nirmal, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. During this webinar, we had received some interesting questions. Our speakers will pick and mention those questions here and will answer them accordingly. Meanwhile, I encourage participants to ask questions using the Q&A feature, and we will do our best to answer as many questions as possible. Thank you so much. Over to you, Chintal and Vikas.
Yes, so I can see
I
a
can
couple of
see.
questions for now. Vikas, so first question
Yeah,
is, what are the
Chintal.
prerequisites to build an AI agent on Datadog?
Yeah, excited to answer all these questions. So let's start with the first one. As you mentioned, what are the prerequisites to build a AI agent on the Datadog? So to build an AI agent on Datadog, like using the Bits AI and SRE agent, you need a few prerequisites which we already saw in the customer journey. First, you should have the monitoring data. That is something that when you ingest data into your monitoring system, including logs, metric traces, and events. So because the AI agent analyze all of these tools, we generate this, and second, need well-defined monitor. So this is the where the steps one start. You can start ingesting data to monitoring tool, choose the right tool, and then take a decision for your AIOps journey.
Second is, have you used AIOps in any of the current project in ACL right now? If yes, and how?
Yes, I think we use for the multiple clients. So this is again, I think the similar question which I already uh, reply. So this is again when we this is the something five phases which we have to always take care. The first is starting with the from knock observability to AIOps. So we are using the AIOps in our current product at SCL Digital. We typically apply it to first we if you don't have the monitoring system in your organization, then first we implement. If it is already, then we focus on to reduce those noise, and then we automate to find the root cause of analysis, because I saw in many customer they already have the setup in place, but there is no use of this monitoring system because out of 100 they are getting the 70 plus alert with the false positive. To improve this incident, we first focus on to reduce. This means using AIOps to correlate logs and metrics and automatically investigate alert. So yeah, that's the journey how you should start from now to observability. Then you should go to the AIOps.
So, is there any chance to make AI makes any mistakes?
Yes, of course, AI can make mistake, but always you have to look into the root cause of analysis. And yes, as soon as you search more and it will dig into the more issue, there will be the possibility. Of course, it can make mistake, but AIOF is not meant to replace human judgment. It's a design to augment, right? To accuracy of AI depends on the quality of data and context and the feedback it receives. That's why human validation and learning from the incident and continue tuning. And I would say it's important when you use the correctly. AIOps significantly reduce manual effort, of course, we all know, and along with the error, but final decision making still remain with the team.
And next is, how does AIOps handle false positives?
Yeah. So again, this is the one of the interesting question. I spend generally most of the time in fixing the false positive alert. So if I talk about this in one of the recent engagement I was working on, so AIOps reduce false positive alert by learning normal behavior pattern and correlated signal across metrics log, as I mentioned, along with the traces, and it ingest of relying on the static threshold. So it understands the content filter and it's out from the noise whatever it's actually required and prioritize alert that truly matter. Over a time, as the system learn from past incident and feedback, it become even more accurate and suppressing those false positive alert. But of course, when you initially implement, there might be very less reduction in your false positive alert, but as soon as you start implementing and there will be a lot of your data into this AIOps journey, of course, you will see the reduction very soon.
I can see a very large question, but let me just cut it down.
Yeah.
So, what culture or process shifts are typically required to integrate AIOps into established IT operations models? And how do CIOs ensure adoptions across DevOps, SRE, and business teams? So, specifically, any organization should not think directly about AIOps. As Vikas has covered, there is a journey which we need to cover, right? There are 5 different stages, starting with basic monitoring, L2, L3 support, governance model, which is pretty much crucial. And then we think about the automation or AIOps journey. So it's not a typical solution that we think, but it's more about journey. How do you improve your overall monitoring, observability, and the automation with predictive analysis? So we should not think directly on the AIOps to implement or pitching any customer. We should understand their current pain areas, their current infrastructure situation, and we should, after doing all those analysis, we should just focus on how which stages are they on the current stage, and then just go with the proper solution on that.
Yeah, exactly. There is one more question interesting, which I always get from a lot of my customers. So the question is, can we use AIOps only in monitoring or any other parts when building DevOps architecture for few customers. So let me answer this. AIOps is not limited to monitoring alone. It can be applied across multiple stages of a DevOps architecture beyond monitoring and alerting. AIOps help with incident management, root cause analysis, and capacity planning. Of course, with the performance optimization and even automate remediation. So when designing your DevOps architecture for few customer, and AIOps can help to embed it from day one to support proactive operation, faster deployment, better reliability, and continue improvement across the entire life cycle. And the workflow, which I was showing you over the live demo, those are where it will help you to uh, reduce. And even multiple time I saw when you run any new deployment for your services, there are some most of the time I observe when you release any new version, there are some issues which happen. Then you have to go back to your DevOps or CI/CD tool and roll back those steps. But AIOps again here helping you to detect those damage or the issues for new version which you recently deployed, and it will automatically help you to roll back again. Approval stages, all those can be implemented. So this is where uh, most of the part I use this as a in DevOps as well.
So, because there is one more interesting question, what do implementers need to do to make sure we fail safe when AI makes a mistake?
Yes, so when we use this, of course, you have to make sure that you are not integrating like you have the correct license when you maybe you are using the LM model or ChatGPT or any other AI tool. Make sure you have the correct business license because that your data should not travel over the public. So that's the one thing always you have to keep in mind. And other thing, when you implement this, there could be some, it's depend on actually your business, what type of data you have. So, yes, when you are using the OpenAI and all these things, so you should have the agreement with, if you are building with your in-house tool, so you have to go through this, all the licensing part as well. But if it is SaaS-based application, you are leveraging that, then again, you have to take care of this.
For Datadog using Bits AI operations for other monitoring tools, the respective AIOps features are used like Dynatrace, Grafana, ELK. During deployment activity, how it handle the false alerts.
Okay, during the activity, how it handle the false alert. Though there can be two cases. You are already aware that you have to suppress that alert during the maybe you are doing some deployments, or if you are not aware, this is the recurring issue. That is why we discuss about the anomaly detection, right? So if there is any anomaly, maybe it's happening every weekend, it know and it learn from the algorithm. There are multiple algorithm when you set up your anomaly detection. It's a weekly and daily basis. So you can select those. So generally in Datadog, if I talk about, there are options for the robust, agile, and general, and it learn from those whatever you will select, and it will, instead of just spike or anomaly on an incident, AI of recognize expected behavior during the deployment. So it suppress the noise and prioritize the meaningful alert. This help, as you, I think, I'm not sure who questioned, but it reduce the false positive during the release while still ensuring that real issues are detected and investigated. And if you see on the Datadog, any alerts are coming, it will tell you when that first alert was triggered. That is one of the good feature I found in the Datadog. Like any errors, any exceptions are coming to your observability tool, it will tell you when that issue was first detected by this tool, maybe 2 hour, 3 hour, or year, or maybe before few minutes. So that level of observability you always have when you select this kind of AIOps implementation.
What are the challenges of implementing AIOps that we have faced? So there are many challenges to begin with, the choosing a right tool, because that will be a crucial part of your AIOps journey. I think you always need to understand your customer requirements, customer business impact, customer experience as well, right? And user experience, I would say. And then how you go with the third party tool or open source. That's the biggest challenge. Second is you need to filter out the right alerts as well, because it's very crucial that you always focus on the right alerts and you remove the false alerts as well. And gradually you focusing on the right data ingestion, then going with the predictive analysis and the automation part. I mean, like, there are many challenges that you face during the AIOps journey, but gradually it always help you to find the right solution and works for the business requirement. What are the skills required for an
Actually,
AIOps engineer?
yeah. Let me answer this. So, as an AI ops engineer, I would say needs a mix of operation automation and analytics skill. So, this include a strong knowledge of monitoring and observability. This is the phase one which we already discussed, where if you're not aware of that, how to set up the monitoring and observability, maybe logs, how to get and metrics and trace into your monitoring system, along with the incident management and root cause analysis. And I would suggest you should have some scripting and automation skills such as maybe Python and Shell script. Those are important, as well as basic understanding of AI and machine learning. I would not say the level, but yes, basic understanding if you have for AI and machine learning, that would be very helpful and advantage for you. So just as an important, or this is also to collaborate skill, because AI ops work with best with combined with human judgment, not and with the feedback. So yes, nothing with you have to do some coding, or you should have the strong expertise on the AI and machine learning. I don't think that such skill required, but yes, basic understanding how it works, how it behave. When you select those options, so you should know that how it works.
And the last question that I received is in a hybrid environment with multiple clouds, legacy systems, and observability vendors, a limited log retention, does Datadog support custom RAG or cross vendor correlation? I would say yes. If
Correct.
not,
Yeah.
any practical workarounds enable effective AIOps in such setups?
I did this recently, so Datadog is providing very good feature. But yes, if you have the micro-based services or which is running in Kubernetes, so Datadog is providing two kind of setup. One is Datadog ingestion. When you run the agent on your servers, the ingestion, the data you send to the data from your server to Datadog. So we call that span limit. So you can do that ingestion and span limit through the Datadog console only. You no need to edit or anything. This first come from server to your Datadog. The second thing, how many days or month you want to retain those data. So again, it's come in Datadog retention. So by default, it generally provide the depends on your plan, but generally it's provide the 15 days data, and always you will get the in 15 minutes in live when you select 100% of data. Yes, there is an option, and in one of the client, and already I am on it to implement this ingestion limit in production environment. So yeah, and adaptive sampling rating, just they introduced before 2 months ago, which we can do now through the console only. Yeah, that was a good question.
I think we have covered mostly all the questions.
Yeah, there are few still I can see come, but due to limit, I think time limit, we.
Thank you, Chintan
How
and
does
Vikas. Oh, sorry, you're taking up?
so yeah, so how does AIOps
Hmm.
differ for Kubernetes versus VMware environments?
Okay, sorry, you want me to cover? Yeah. So for the Kubernetes and VM, so for the Kubernetes, you can so the it's run as a daemon set on your Kubernetes, and for your when you are the standalone server or monolithic server, you have to install the agent. But in a single line, if I tell on your microservice or Kubernetes, it's very easy to ingest and send data to Datadog tail. But in Kubernetes, AIOps handle with a high level of dimensionalization, frequent scaling. Maybe your service is in a production and during the peak hour, it's going from 100 pods to 1,000 or maybe that. So no need to worry about it. It will automatically ingest all data by running the daemon set in your each ports. But the data pattern and challenge differ from your Kubernetes-based environment and when you have the standalone. But based on my experience, if you have the micro-based services, you have the better uh, way to manage it. But through the Datadog, and you no need the code level changes for to ingest those data into observability platform.
Okay, I think we have covered everything. Yes, Nilima.
Thank you, Chintal and Vikas, for this insightful presentation. As we approach at the end of the webinar, I would also like to thank our participants for their active engagement. Your contributions have made this webinar genuinely engaging and valuable. If you have any further questions or want to continue the discussion, do not hesitate to contact us on our business ID, business@acldigital.com, or connect us with through our website or social media channels. Once again, thank you all for joining us today. We hope you found this webinar informative and insightful. We look forward to hosting more such events in the future. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.